Greetings and aloha, what's going on? It's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com. I am here at Tong Nai Panyai Beach. Try to remember afterwards to put a Google map link to where I'm at, but basically I'm on the northeast side of Koh Phangan. And this is Only Child Beach, as you can see. It is MT, and with the impending dark clouds, it doesn't really paint a picture of warmth. But I just walked up to this place because I'm like, oh, well, there's a few bungalows on the beach. Maybe they, those are open, and I'll check out and see what it's like. And this is the I'll get the name of it right, and I'll actually put it below, but it's like Candlelight Resort or Candlestick Resort or something like that. It's here on the furthest west part of the beach, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, yeah, there's a hammock, and it's ripped, big deal. And then I saw this place here, and I said, okay, well, there's a chair out front with like padding and that sort of thing. It's locked up, so maybe there's a possibility that it's available. But then I took a look at all of these, basically, these nuts that are right here that potentially were brought here, and okay, well, it's not in awesome shape, but maybe they blew in or something like that. And I walked down here a little bit. I said, okay, well, I mean, look at, if you install a water heater or an air conditioner or that sort of thing that close to the ocean, in less than a year, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of rust on it. But then I also noted, like right in front of that door, there's also those nuts and stuff from the trees. And I'm looking around here and I'm like, okay, well, I guess there's a possibility that maybe they can rent me a bungalow. So then I walked through here and I said, okay, well, this is looking... Saw that pillow, saw the mold, and I said, okay, well, that's fine. Maybe they just aren't renting those inner ones. But then I started seeing a significant amount of lack. And, while I've been very, very excited about my travels, obviously, and the cute little Only Child Beach thing that I got going on, or Only Child Pool, or Only Child Resort, or Only Child Restaurant, seeing this just really made me sad. And I think this is, and so I wanted to take a video of this and I wanted to share it, not to make you sad, but I did want to kind of give some perspective on what's going on. Sorry, that's like pretty dark, I guess, right? But I did want to kind of give some sort of perspective on what this whole thing has done to, one could argue, the majority of places, not the minority, sadly. But yeah, this just sort of, and I got to tell you, there was a part of me that's like, no, I'm not going to take pictures of it because that's just going to highlight the fact that these poor people. But then I'm like, no, I'm not singling them out. This is just one example. I may walk down the beach a little bit further, and quite frankly, that's probably a very similar thing going on down there. But the only thing I could think is that potentially those chairs, that they have out there aren't necessarily where people are staying. Well, they're definitely not where people were staying. It's where security probably sits all night long. And so here's the poolside rooms. And again, I made the comment when I was cruising around Had Rin about how, okay, well, these places probably closed down in March. And it's September. So, okay, 6 months. And I'm looking around and I'm going, I think this looks like a lot more than 6 months worth of neglect. I mean, that pool, right? That pool right there. So, anyway, you can see that This is an outdoor shower of some degree of elegance at one point, but it's got quite a bit of foliage going on inside there. And anyway, so I wanted to share this perspective. I drove to another beach, kind of like on the other sort of north side of the island. Well, the other thing I wanted to report too, this was actually really, really excellent news, is this sand is white and fluffy, and as you get down further down there, it's like powdery, and it's that infamous Boracay sand that I talk about, which makes me feel good because I thought that only Hadrin had this kind of sand on this island. And there is a ton of these little of these beaches of about this size, and I'm going to go with, I don't know, maybe a kilometer and a half walking around on the beach. Now the rain's coming, so Kevin and Hugh and you other guys that give me a hard time about how I don't have a very good predictor of what rain could potentially damage me. Yes, I'm aware that the rain is coming. And I will seek shelter quite soon. Although, that black one there used to be over there, so I'm thinking it's going out, basically. And my ride back is pretty much through the mountains over that way, so with any luck, I'm going to be able to... I'm going to be able to stay fairly dry. You know, I got to this beach and the first thing I thought was, wow, this is like really cool. That's another place called Dreamland Resort. And it looks awesome. And it looks like it can be awesome. And the pool is like right there, like literally 1 meter from where the sand on the beach starts is their pool. They have a little supermarket over there that is also really, well, everything here is closed. Everything. The only people that I see are fishermen. These guys down here. And potentially, you know, workers that are like doing some repairs. So anyway, so it's a little sobering. Is that the right word? It's a little realistic about what happens when. Again, this whole island is designed for foreign tourists. I'm trying to think where else I've been where there were actually like Thais vacationing. Probably on Samui. I thought I saw a lot more Thais vacationing in Samui. Yeah, see now these guys, that's good. They're taking the time to fix that place up, so when they're ready to open, they're going to look really nice. I can smell the paint from here. So, good on them. And, you know, I mean, they're making a living, right? These, this right there is part of this resort here. I can't read the name from this far away, but we will both see it together. It's a beach resort. The other way I'm pretty confident that not even like one of these bungalows is open is they have not spent any time to cut any of the grass. All the chairs are up there. So this is, I'm going to go with Ping Chan Beach Resort. Is that kind of like what that looks like? It might be a reverse mirror image. I apologize. So anyway, Ping Chan. And again, I'll put a link to the map. But these things look awesome. You know, and I can tell you, if we were staying here, Gracie and I were staying here, if these were a little bit riper, I guarantee you Gracie would be out here pulling these things off. And she'd probably go up to the guys that work at the resort and see if she could borrow a bolo and crack those open for our breakfast. Some fresh coconut water. But yeah, I thought, well, maybe, you know, maybe there's one of them that's open. But doesn't look it. Now that said, again, I'm not, you know, look it. I've shared before, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Okay, so I mean, this stuff doesn't get me down, but I genuinely am humbled, and of course grateful by the fact that I get to be here, essentially by choice, and so I guess I just sort of wanted to share that with you. I do a lot of sort of walk and talks on the beach, and yes, they revolve around gratitude. Traditionally, though, my level of gratitude, it's not really dependent on comparing what I have to what other people, places, and things don't. But this was just so painfully obvious of the lack of something that I was just blown away with gratitude. I get to be here. Guys, this sand, it's like flour. Which, I mean, I label that as attractive. Now, see, those chairs are like out, and there are, and the reason I say that is a lot of times what I'll do is I'll walk by these places and the chairs will be on top of one another. One's right side up and the other one's upside down, and they're on top of each other, and basically the whole place is closed. And everywhere else that I walked down the beach was the case. I mentioned this before. I honestly think that this island, for some reason, has the highest density of rope swings of any other tropical island I've been on. So I think I'm going to call this Rope Swing Island, because I can tell you right now, there are people that, quite negatively really, refer to this island as like Death Trap Island or whatever, because of all the debauchery and excess that's occurring down in the south normally for the full moon parties. Here's the other thing that I wanted to share, is that the nice thing about this island is that while all of that does occur down south, up north, it's like 180 degrees out of phase for that. Nobody drinks, not nobody. Very few people drink like excessively, They eat kale, they meditate, they go to spiritual retreats, they do yoga, that sort of thing. So it's a big difference. Now that is the Aesthetic Inn right over there. And of course, because of that, it looks nice. Ha ha ha. But yeah, this is gorgeous, right? And the sounds that occur when I don't talk are pretty awesome as well. It looks like somebody's actually staying up there, so that's pretty cool. So I don't know, maybe I've walked into a few places, but again, there's just like nobody, and even when I say, hey, can I rent a bungalow, they're like, well, hold on, and they like call somebody, and I don't know any Thai, but I do know the word farang. And so I hear them talking like farang what, And so it's probably like, yeah, so there's a foreigner that wants to rent one bungalow, like how much do we charge? That place is definitely open and it smells awesome. So that's a good sign. Don't know if I'm going to go by there, although the name of it is Flip Flop Pharmacy Bar. Which in fact does remind me I need to go to a pharmacy. I want to see if I can find either some citronella oil or like some off spray, like mosquito repellent kind of stuff. Not sure. I'd prefer the citronella, obviously, because it's like natural, but at the end of the day, the man-made chemicals, yes, they could potentially damage my skin, but they also keep the mosquitoes well at bay. So another place right there. I've seen two and now just heard another one. Airplane. Jet. I assume those are either planes coming in for a landing over at Samui, or they're way up and they're passing us by on their way to Phuket, potentially. Maybe Krabi. This is, what is this called? Beach bungalows, but I can't see what does it say? Nice? Yeah. Nice beach bungalows. Now, its pool, there's a puppy over there. Puppy. It's like a golden retriever, dude. I love those. Anyway, the pool looks open, so I'm assuming this place is open. While they do have chairs again stacked on top of each other in the restaurant, they also have a lot of it open, and clearly they sweep this thing because within a short amount of time leaves would be all over it. So that's good news. So maybe I'll go over there, who knows. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk down here and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna touch the stick or it doesn't count, because that's what you do. I actually started all the way down at the other end, even before I started videoing. And there was a big shell, and I touched that because, of course, again, if you don't, it doesn't count. So, Limelight, I'm guessing that's a bar of some degree of significance. And so here we go. Okay, awesome. My walk now counts. So anyway, so with that, I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit of what's going on here. With that, it's Mike from LiveMyAssOff.com saying I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, there's a high likelihood that you have not potentially taken advantage of all this crazy that's going on right now, and or lack, and looked for some opportunity and some abundance in your life. And with that, I hope you do. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao.